There's nothing more wonderful than seeing the progress of a dog that comes every now and then for daycare and boarding. And you see them move to a different level, able to accept dogs in a different way. There's nothing more rewarding for an owner than seeing that, especially when you've had aggression issues in the past. You want to be able to see your dog interacting with other dogs and hopefully to be able to play. Like this, for example. You want to be able to see this. If you notice, I want you to pay attention to the jerky motions of the shepherd. That's the reactivity of his nervous system. When he bounces around like that, they usually learn how to do that in that way when they're playing with stuffed animals, toys. And so he's actually mimicking that behavior of what he would do when you give him a toy or a ball. And that's okay. But I've just seen this for so long that when they actually do this with a dog after doing it with a toy, it's too assertive and aggressive too soon to most dogs, and it turns out to be a fight. Or a dog is much smaller and resembles a toy, and when the dog does this, the prey drive automatically kicks in, and because the toy tells him to open his mouth and bite down, they automatically bite down on the small dog. It's like a reflex. And so they have to learn how to judge their level of aggression and to exhibit bite inhibition. They want to hold back that bite. Toys don't allow that to take place. Toys say bite down as hard as you can, make it squeak, rip the eyes, the legs out. And that's not going to help him in the real world. This is the real world for dogs, interacting with other dogs, physically, emotionally, mentally, socially establishing relationships in this way through the reactivity of the nervous system. And he comes back to me for security. And then he'll go back. Well, she'll come to him because she wasn't finished. Notice how he would go and grab the back of the dog's neck and on his back like he would a stuffed animal. That's what he's learned to do. But with the right dogs and the right play, over and over again, he'll learn to tone that down, and he will learn to accept that happening to him also. But it's not until he's able to do this that can be achieved. You see? Let's bring someone else out. Here's a guy that's a follower, not a leader. What I mean by that is, he's the kind of dog, if you want to fight, he's like, let's do it. If you want to play, let's do it. He takes things too personally. That's his problem. Mel. And so when you get a dog that's dominant, assertive, or if he does those same things with him, if he misinterprets it, he's going to look at it as a sign of challenge, and he's going to show the aggression. And so we're working with his rehabilitation. There he goes. We're working with his rehabilitation also to see how he perceives it. Can he accept that and deal with it in play, or will he look at it as aggression? Very important. So I'm giving both of these guys a chance to do the wrong thing so that I can correct them. That's what I'm doing. Sharing the water bowl together. What I'm going to be doing here is basically setting the dogs up to fail. I'm going to produce the problems that I have the answers to. You know, in training, we usually, from a scale of 1 to 10, let's say 10 being the absolute negative thing, we'll try to stop it before it actually reaches. I don't like to do things that way because that's not natural. Consequence therapy is based on experiencing an incident and learning from that. And so what that quite simply means is that we want to make it to 10 and bring it from 10 to 1 to 0. And that way the hormones are working properly. The hippocampus is responsible for long-term memory, and it is produced through experiences that the dog has physically. We experience those same things with the cortisol level and the hippocampus in the human being. There's no difference. So it is the experience that actually gives us the knowledge that we need to survive. This is the experience. This is what I'm looking for. You see, he's attracted to his dominant tendencies. Mel is attracted to Zack's dominant tendencies. You see this? Now let's see, will he receive it as something negative or positive? Okay, he's looking at it as something positive. He likes it. So let's see when it continues. See, Mel has learned to listen to my tone so much that when activities start, he looks over at me, or if he hears me talking, he will look over at me. So that's why I'm speaking softly. He wants to make sure he doesn't do anything that might upset me. I like that. He's got one ear to the stimulant and one ear to me. He's playing king of the hill. He's on top now. He's ready for anybody that wants to interact and be a part of his emotional experience. Here he goes. I want you to watch the energy at which Zack does this to Mel. I keep missing it. We just might see it now. Just gotta wait for it. Make sure that I don't make any certain moves that Mel picks up on.